Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. All right, and we'll put that aside. We do have a crude oil inventory session this morning. Good morning, Arizona Bob. First off, we pick up crude. We pick up, actually, we get a stop and reverse here. Yeah. We get a 81.94. We have a short. Gets in, we do get in sync with that. So then we have a stop and reverse at 82.03. So that actually would go to 13 for money management. And we just tick target 2 at 13 ticks, or actually at 11 ticks. So we go from 94 to 03, loss of 18, 9 tick risk change there. So we're down 7. Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, we pick up 11, 12, so we're down 6. So we actually do take this third trade here. That just hit money management. So the stop comes to 82.18. Trade number 3. All right, unleaded. Short trade at 9.04. Gets just beyond target 1. Target 1 traders go ahead and pick up 20 ticks there. And your 1 tick at the break-even stop. So target 1 traders pick up 21. Target 2 traders just get 2 ticks and need another trade. That comes in the form of this short at 9.14. And good morning, Miles and Pamela. Markets are about to open. The YM has a get in sync short, 33.999, and soybeans is flat and does not have a get in sync. Soybeans is actually in a short trade. The calculator is tracking a short trade from like set up at 8 p.m. last night. And now markets are open and we pick up a long trade. And now we pick up an add-on. That's our trade. 1500.5. The original long was way too fast to get involved in. YM still with the get in sync short. Hybrid mode keeping us out of the short on soybeans. Still in the, oh no, not anymore. We just stopped out of the add-on. So that's an 18 tick loss times 4 positions. that is 72 tick loss. YM triggering in on the short. Money management at 971. And flat on the Russell at the moment. And we did pick up target 1 for 12 ticks and came back for a break-even stop on crude. That does get us positive by 7 ticks. So crude is positive. Target 1 traders on unleaded got positive on the first trade. Target 2 traders picked up target 2 on the short for 58 ticks. And then we trailed out at 403 from the entry at 422. 19 ticks along with 58, 77 on the trade, plus 2, 79 ticks on the day, and a POQ on 2 trades for target 2 traders. Target 1 traders were POQ on a single trade. And we'll bring up the micro NQ. We'll wait 4 minutes after open. Russell in a long trade. And the YM stopping and reversing to long. YM entry at 021. I'd push that to 022, get a couple of ticks off the 50 EMA. But it's definitely in it. Pound Aussie also doing well this morning, picking up a long trade about 846.17. That's already hit targets 1 and 2, 17 and 28 pips respectively. And the trailing stop is sitting at 577. Russell stopping out of the long, now in a short. And if you get in sync on the micro NQ, you just had a chance. And that goes, it's going to go for a full stop out. Soybeans touching its session low at 14.91 flat. MNQ also with a short trade now. Starting off with losses on both the micro Russell and the micro NQ. YM with a small stop and reverse loss. Actually, that should be at 23 with a stop and reverse. And a second loss on the Russell. $5.78 for the pound Aussie stop. have to see where the bar closes next. This bar closes in the pound Aussie. It could leave the stop alone, closing below the balance line, or it may move up to 582. Depends on up or down close. We have a potential long trade, and there it is. That's going to be a get in sync and triggering in. Long on soybeans for trade number 2. YM gets money management on the long trade. Target is 046. Where do we get to? 04, missed it by 1. This is one of those decision points. Stop comes to 024 with the stop and reverse adjustment. Pound Aussie stop to 582. And a long trade on the Russell. Trade number 3. Soybeans with target 1. That is an 11 tick target. Stop now at 95 even, 95 flat. Entry was at 94 3/4. And we have a break-even trade on the Russell. We did get target 1 on the YM and stopping out for break-even. So we got to figure it out now. That's going to be a 23 tick target. We went from 999 to 023. 24 tick risk on the stop and reverse, 48 tick loss. We picked up 23 of that on target, 24 on the stop. So we're down 24. And it looks like looks like we stopped out on soybeans. 3 additional ticks on the additional positions remaining. 1 tick each. So 14 ticks. We are down 58. Ooh, and the Russell with 3rd loss ends the session there. Money management on the micro NQ. Stop to 149 flat. Pound Aussie stop to 583 and closing in on target 3. In fact, we've already hit it. 8,600 and already gotten there. So that's a 39 pip target 3. There's target 2 on the micro NQ and trailing 131 1/4 for the stop. That should be enough to get us positive even if we stop out at stop out here. And pushing downward on the micro NQ. 120 flat for the stop through target 3. Definitely in positive territory now. The targets alone have got us. And target 4. Targets 2, 3, and 4. 28.5, 40.5, and 52.5 points. 69. 121.5. Plus stop at 117 flat. Target 3, we went through target 3 at 86, 1.8600 on the pound Aussie, 584 for the current stop. More active morning this morning. Target 4 at 611, and we got to 610.8, just shy of the 200 EMA. I would certainly think seriously about and yep, we got to 11.1, so that should be target 4. Stop moves up to 594. Nice trading move for us on the pound Aussie. It had been trending down this morning, and now solid up move coming off of the session lows. Now can it get through the 200 EMA? Micro NQ at 111.25 on its trailer. Now down to 105.25. New long setup on soybeans, 14.98 flat. YM needing another trade to get positive. We're down slightly there. Down 58 on soybeans. Soybeans triggers in on the long. Triggers in either way. Actually, a good entry point would have been 98.25 there. With that swing high right at the entry point, the bar before. Pound Aussie trying to work up through the 200 EMA. All 4 targets achieved, still trailing with the 5th position at 594. Crude got POQ, as did target 1 and target 2 traders on unleaded this morning. And of course the pound Aussie will be POQ when this trade completes. POQ is of course power of quitting, of course. And back to the entry on Soybeans, 87.5, 84.5 for the micro NQ stop. That is beyond target 4. And continuing down on the micro NQ, 78 3/4, 75 3/4, 72 3/4. This is approaching a 200 point trade. On the 4 positions. $66 3/4, 63 3/4. Micro NQ still pushing down hard at its session lows now and setting a new one. 57 3/4 for the stop. And hybrid mode keeping us out of stop and reverse on soybeans. That's the gray short trade. $54 3/4 for the micro NQ stop. And 54.75 for the micro NQ stop. From an entry at 149 1/4. So 94.5 points on the trailer to go along with 121.5 on the targets. Targets 2, 3, and 4. So you have 216 points on the morning. Good morning, Don. Soybeans getting close to money management on the second trade. 99.75 currently, and target is 1,500 flat. And can we get through that? Not this time. Pulling back off the 99.75. Long trade on micro NQ. We have a long trade on the YM. 983 it looks like. 984. And that's a the short trade is off the 200. That's not a part of the standard trade plan. Given the moves on the Russell and the micro NQ, that might not be a bad trade either. But micro NQ is coming back off of its lows, so we should still be in the short, or I'm sorry, still be in the long. I'll turn that one off so we don't get confused here. That's the wrong one. There we go. And it was okay. It was an SMA trade anyway. So that would have been and now we stop and reverse back to long at 983. Yeah, 983. Back to the long. Target 1 on the YM. That's 18 ticks, so actually we would push up to target 2. With the stop and reverse, it was only 18. So target 2 is our objective at 013. Stop at 84 now. And target 2, so that is 30 ticks. All right, so we go 84 to 89. Yeah, 984. To 957, excuse me. 984 to 957, so that was 24 ticks. Yeah, so that's a 48 tick loss, so we're down 72. And then back to 983, so that's a 23.46. $118 less our 30 puts us back at 88, and our trailing stop at 989. Micro NQ survived to pull back, just testing the stop, and now is closing in on money management if it didn't just hit it. Nope, looks like it's a tick away. 78 3/4, and we did just get that, I believe. Nope, we got 78.50. We're still a tick away. And got 78.75. So now we're at break even. There's our break even stop. 62.5. Soybeans picking up targets 1 and targets 2 on the long trade. $8 and $13, 21 additional ticks. That brings us down to down 37, and we have 2 positions still in play at $14.99. $9.93, $9.94 for the YM stop. That went all the way to target 4, it looks like. No 10 a.m. session this morning. We do have a crude oil inventory report coming up at 10:30. And the YM stops out at 8.94 from 83. It's 11. So we're down 77. And in a short, 9.89. That's a big trade. 44 ticks to target 1. And pound Aussie stops out on its trailing stop at 5.98. $5.98 from 5.61. 37 pips on the trailer. 17.28 is 45. 39 is 84. And 50 is 134. Plus 37 is 171. 171 pips this morning on the pound Aussie. Last trade on the YM, and this is trade number 6. 99.75 for the soybean stop. Got as high as 0.250, and that is target 3. So target 3 comes off at 18 ticks. I said we were down 37. Take off 18, we're down 19. Now, we're going to have to get a bit of a runner because target 3 was 18 ticks, so we got to get our stop at least actually 2 ticks above target 3 before we get positive. And stopping out on the micro NQ for a break even there. 1 loss, 1 big win, and 1 break even. Short trade on the micro NQ. I should have had time to get into that. And definitely had time to get into that now. Giving us another opportunity. Soybeans 99 3/4, and that's where we stop out. 99 3/4 gives us 7 ticks. So down 12 on soybeans. That's a stop and reverse at 993. That's just an exit on the YM. And that brings us to a close, because we are not going to take the long, as that would be trade number 7. So we lose 8 ticks on that. End up the day at minus 85. And a full stop out on the micro NQ short trade. And a new long trade set up. And long on the micro NQ. Looks like the YM hit money management on that long trade, even if we aren't involved. And target 1. Good time for questions. We've got about another 10 minutes. Looks like an up close on soybeans will give us another green long trade. Currently, let's see. '02 flat to 0325. Yeah, there's your 5 ticks. So entry would be at 0375. Split volume on soybeans this morning. About half and half on the May and July contracts. Slightly more on May, so that's why I'm staying on the May contract. But down close, still up close on this bar will give us still give us a green trade. We have the exhaustion dots now. Entry would be at 0350. And there it is. Entry at 0350 on a doji. I'm not particularly fond of that setup. I don't think that's really supposed to be a valid setup. Especially considering that was a doji that closed at the bottom of the bar. And money management on the micro NQ. Stop at 74.50, 74 and a half. And pushing for target 2 at 102 3/4. And getting to 101.50, just 3 ticks away. With the session high on soybeans at 03.25, I would take the entry there to 03.75. Target 2 on the micro NQ. This is trade number 5 on the micro NQ. That's the adjustment I would make, and triggering in there. Give it 2 ticks above the swing high. So that makes target 1 6 ticks, minimum target. So we need at least target 1 and 3 ticks on the trailer to get positive. And target on soybeans. Stop comes to 15.04 flat based on our adjusted entry. And the micro NQ is trailing 89 1/4 for the trailing stop. Approaching target 3, 92 1/4. And stopping out at 15.04 flat on soybeans. And gives us 3 more ticks. We're down 3 ticks. 72 tick loss on the first trade. We've gotten back 69 of them. With 1, 2, 3 long trades. So we actually have enough. We can take one more trade in the trade plan. But we're not going to have time to stick around and watch it. 95 flat for the micro NQ stop, and it looks like we got very close to target 3 if we didn't hit it. 1475, and we got to 15, so yep, we hit targets 2 and 3. And that's 69 points. That definitely erases the second loss. And anything on the trailer or target 4 is adding to our previous total. And a short trade on soybeans. Oh, 1 3/4. Just barely below the 20 SMA. If that triggers in, it is the last trade of the morning for soybeans. Soybeans still testing the 20 SMA. 1 tick away from the entry. I might consider moving this one down 1 more tick. Get it a couple of ticks below the 20. All right, interesting as that is, I'm going to have to leave it there. Sign off this session, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes with the crude oil, and it did trigger in either at either 75 or 50, whichever you took for the entry. Micro NQ stopped out on that trade. That was trade number 5, so we can take 1 more on the micro NQ. See if soybeans is going to make a quick move here. 99.25 is the target 1 in money management. That will get us POQ if we get there. Nine or 10 ticks, depending on whether you adjust it or not. The target's going to be enough to get us to POQ, and then there'll be at least 3 more ticks on the break-even stop if we can get to target 1. All right, see you back here in about 10 minutes.